Hello, Aries. I'm going to try something a little new this month for your monthly reading in October. I'm going to go more in depth in the reading from your point of view. And please remember all the important points to remember for a reading if this isn't your story, please don't dislike. I recommend going to the energy of your sign in Venus, your Venus placement. Since this is a love reading, oftentimes that placement has a strong influence on what's going on in your life. All right, and your overall energy, wow, nice. Okay, so let's see here. Looks like you've been feeling left out in the cold by someone, Aries. You, but this energy is on the table, even though it's in the opposite, because if you know my readings, I don't read reversals as opposites, but potentials, things to avoid, etc. So I think that you see the potential of everything coming out into the light, but it looks like somebody's going to have to put down their burdens or unload some of the things that they're carrying around. It looks like you want to do that. So I think perhaps your person needs to hear certain things, and you're feeling like they may not care if you tell them what's hurting you. But you know, this is a strong card, and it's in the upright. All your other major arcana are potentials or things to avoid, etc. This is suggesting that there is positive momentum that is going to be taking place for you in this relationship. And you want to avoid a situation. Okay, so if you want to be able to share what's wrong, but you don't want to create a situation where they're feeling judged. You want to avoid this tower situation, but you know, I'm going to tell you, if the tower is out here on the table, even if it's a potentiality or something you're trying to avoid, okay, the energy is here, and I think you're going to have to face that in order to move forward. I think that the spirit guides are suggesting that you should go ahead and have that conversation that you may not feel wonderful about. You know, you can't stay unhappy in a relationship. That's not going to work anyhow. Or if this is someone that you're trying to get to know and you feel left out in the cold, that may not be the greatest choice for you. Oftentimes the walls have nothing to do with you, and they're just not the kind of person that you'd really want to have a relationship with. Your overall, yeah, because look at your overall energy here. You're all about stability and seeing signs. So you need things. Okay, it's one thing to get things off your chest and move forward, but the overall goal here is to see the signs. Like, this is suggesting that you can have positive momentum with this person. But it is going to take this Tower moment. Here, it seems like, yes, like I was saying, you're looking for the signs because, like 1111, maybe you've been seeing ones, that sort of thing. Because you're looking to the universe for signs that this person is really going to make a difference in your life, and that you can possibly move towards this, that this energy can come out. The Star card, you're hoping that there's a destiny about this person. That there's, yes, you're probably looking at a lot of readings right now. You're probably listening to different tarot readers because you're searching for answers, because you feel like you have this soulmate connection. And this card does suggest to me that there's a soulmate connection going on, just like you have to have this Tower moment. And yes, you want to avoid that type of situation where your person feels judged, but this energy is on the table, and it does suggest that higher knowing and soul level connection. This suggests that you're needing some time. It doesn't look like you're going to act on this right away. Just like this suggests it's going to move in a positive direction, but in the meantime, you're letting the world happen outside while this is recommended. I'm surprised that the Hermit isn't on the table as well, because in a lot of ways, to really have clarity, you need to quiet yourself. And if you prefer yoga, you can do yoga and get in touch with all your organs and cells in your body and just have that presence in order to move forward in your relationship. I'm going to get some clarification here. Let's see what's a good next move. Oh, interesting. Look at that. So that question has actually already been answered. And isn't that interesting that the next card I pulled was exactly the same one? Okay, well, let's look at what's standing in the way. What's standing in the way? Some defense. Your person, you've noticed that they're defensive. Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at, actually I want to pull one more card, because after you have had this time, it is suggesting to me that you're going to figure this out, but I would like to see if there's some direction to focus on in that. Okay, so the spirit guides are suggesting that you're a little weary of the fight, and this person is defensive. So it looks to me like you're going to want to approach it from a new perspective. Something like I'd see a hangman for, but that's not always necessary. Okay, so maybe it's not a, because I would think the hangman would be there if that were the case. So, you know what I think it is? Or actually what I'm sensing, like it just popped in my head. Uh, I recommend looking up skills on how to not accidentally put someone on the defensive in a discussion. A lot of times when we try to explain ourselves, what we end up doing is putting the other person in a position to have to defend themselves because they feel like if you feel that way that somehow they've done something wrong, that sort of thing. You could do some Google searches about that, and I would highly recommend that. Okay, so let's see what the love angels have to say. Make the effort. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense. It's just, yeah, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So, spending time here. And by the way, this is, a minor arcana. I'm not saying that you would need to take too much time, but take as much time as you need. That's part of the steps. Getting to know each other. That you might already know enough about each other, but I think maybe what this is suggesting is to look at your person with fresh eyes and don't go into it with the idea that you have everything that you know about this person. Try to just wipe the slate clean and see them as this new person you're trying to understand and get to know. And also, I always hear that we as human beings uh, tend to take, as we always want more, put it that way. And so sometimes we just have to, I've read a book that, you forgive to love. You forgive this person for not being, not to their face, but inside say, you know what, I forgive this person for not meeting, for being human and not meeting all my needs. And it will open you up a little bit more to hearing your person, because sometimes the good things get taken for granted and we overlook that. And sometimes when we focus on that, then they're going to be less defensive and they're going to hear you more if you I guess you could sum it up in saying point out their good side as well, and maybe that will help balance it. Well, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope your month of October is great. And if these readings really work out, I'll try to do a mid-month check-in. Thanks.